Hey, oh, I lost the screen. Go. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're going to go into the top 10 essential oils tonight. I want to see in the chat box, though, how many of you are learning about the top 10 for the first time? Maybe tonight's one of your first classes or you haven't gotten started yet. Put a 1 in the chat box if it's your first time, and then put a 2 if you're seasoned and you just come and learn more every single time. So 1 or a 2 if you already have your oils. That'll help us, we really want to gauge this class for you. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And the reason why we go to the next screen, the top 10, is because they're the foundational oils that we continue to pull on. And after you've put your number in there, go ahead and put your name and where you're joining from. And we can go to the next screen. And any questions that you have for tonight, questions as they come up, just put them in right away. We will answer. As you can see, there's multiple of us presenters that are on, and we can answer your questions in the chat box as well as when we're live. Oh, I love, is it Ilona 1.5? I love it. That's perfect. So my name is Dr. Danielle. I'm a doctor of psychology and actually started using oils many years ago because my mom was a hippie mom. So I grew up kind of using things natural all the time. But it wasn't until in my practice as a mental health clinician, I started bringing them in and noticed how they worked for the brain that I said, whoa, whoa, what is this? I want to do more. And I wanted to help more people. And so I really got involved with the educational side with doTERRA. And each presenter you see that will be here tonight anyway, they'll introduce themselves when they speak. So we can go to the next slide. I'm going to show you, we're going to go through what are essential oils, how the top 10 and how to use them, and then how to get started with them in your home. So first off, these are the top 10 that you're going to see on the next screen. And the top 10 on the, 6 of them on the left are single plant oils. So that just means if by chance you're new, lavender comes from lavender plant, and we're going to teach you about that. The 4 on the right are blends. And the reason they're, the top 10 is because these blends, there's multiple oils that help with your lungs and your breathing and your respiratory system. So they're combined into one called Breathe. And so these are going to be foundational for all of your medicine cabinet needs. So I'm going to turn it over to start learning about what are essential oils, where do they come from, and about lavender. And I think I saw Robin, right? Robin, you're here. Sorry, let me make sure because she did have something come up, so I wasn't sure if she was able to get on.
She
And
is
if not, I can.
she is on, but I
Okay.
don't see her unmuting.
Okay, maybe we had another call earlier, so her computer or her internet was slow. So, Robin, I'll go ahead and teach this one. And if you're ready for the next one, that's great. So let's talk about
Sorry,
what are.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Perfect. Okay, would
Yeah,
love to
can I
hear from
keep
you.
the camera off? Do you mind?
No, not at all.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. So, I am Robin and I'm residing in Cape Town. I am practicing as an occupational therapist, a Pilates instructor, and a holistic wellness advocate. And yeah, I just have a passion for connecting with people and connecting people to natural solutions. So restoring emotional, physical, and occupational balance through these beautiful natural sensory processes like the medicinal essential oils. So lavender, I'm sure, well, firstly, before we get to lavender, I'm sure some new people on the call may be wondering what essential oils are and why doTERRA essential oils are different, and where do they even come from. And the best way to describe it is if you've ever, peeled an orange and squeezed the skin of the orange or a lemon, or rubbed a mint leaf or a rosemary leaf or lavender leaf between your fingers. So those are all the oil sacs that you're breaking, and these aromatic compounds serve a specific purpose to plant survival out in nature. And these volatile aromatic compounds are these tiny little organic molecules that serve a variety of either protective or reproductive or regenerative purposes. And in nature, these compounds help ward off unwanted pests or attracting friendly herbivores. And they also help heal the plants heal from infection and physical injury. So there are a huge variety, or maybe about 3,000 variety of aromatic compounds. And essential oils are the concentrated aromatic molecules that sit all over the plant seeds, the bark, the stem, the leaves, roots, petals, they are all around us. And they are also very highly concentrated. They're 50 to 70% more powerful than herbs. So it's a little bit about essential oils. And if we look at the first oil on the list, which is lavender, for those of you who do use lavender, I'd love for you to share in the chat box how you use your lavender. So lavender has many therapeutic benefits. It calms and soothes the mind as well as the body. It's also very calming for the skin, from burns to bites to cuts. It's a very soothing oil overall. And it's very versatile, along with most of the doTERRA essential oils. Lavender for me has been an oil I use daily. Um, whether it's, I love to use it at nighttime in my routine to prepare my mind for rest and sleep. And yeah, anything skin related, if I feel my skin's inflamed or any mozzie bites, cuts, I just add a drop in my face cream, or with a carrier oil or directly onto my skin. But you're going to hear about that further on.
Hi everyone, my name is Hazel. I am a wife to a farmer, mom of two very busy kids, and I actually also have a business in the animal feed industry where we also use essential oils to help calm down animals. So, one of the ways we're going to talk about how we're going to be using these oils on the peppermint side. So, if you have your oils, or if you're not you have them and not sure how to use them, grab your peppermint. This is one of the ways we can quickly show you how to use these oils in all three ways. So drop a drop of peppermint in the palm of your hand, take your thumb, rub it in your throat or up on your soft palate. What's left over is rubbed between your hands. You can rub it on the sides of your neck or down the throat, front of your throat. Inhale quite deeply. Just be careful of your eyes because it does burn. And within 20, 30 seconds, you've just experienced all three ways in how we can use these amazing essential oils. Aromatically is how we inhale them. Topically is how you feel them on your skin. And internally is once you take them inside. So peppermint is one of those oils that it's always there. It's just one of those oils that becomes part of your routine, even without you actually planning it. It's always there, ready to help. And as you'll feel now, and you're getting cold, and you'll feel it becomes hot, and you'll freshen the air, and you'll be able to feel your lungs are opening up, and your mind is just waking up. This is some of the physical reactions that we can get. I love this oil. We stay in Lepalala. It's extremely hot in the summer. And this is one of the oils that I love to use just to help calm down internal temperatures. So I'll take it internally in my water and then also just rub it on the sides of my neck, behind my neck. And then anywhere I feel my body needs a bit of help with reducing the temperature. It's great for when you do take it internally to help things with like upset stomachs, nausea. It's great to be diffused in the car if you're traveling and you have someone that does get a bit of motion sickness. This is one of the oils that you can actually reach for just to bring a bit of relief for that. On the emotional side, we actually pair our peppermint with our wild orange to help with the afternoon pick-me-up. After lunch, when you're feeling a bit tired and can't keep your eyes open, this is the oil you need to grab for. Put it in your diffuser, smell it. It just opens the airways. It can boost your mood. It can improve mental clarity. And interesting enough, it can even help improve memory. So with that said, and while everyone is cooling down, we're going to move over to our Maury, I think, to talk to us about the quality.
Just get that mic on so you can hear me. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Liesel. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for inviting us all into your homes tonight. My name is Marie Bloem, and I live in Pretoria, and I have two sons. I'm extremely grateful for doTERRA for enabling me to recover from a 3-year journey of adrenal fatigue. And doTERRA has also empowered me to wean my son off his Schedule 6 meds for his brain to switch off and for him to get a good night's sleep. doTERRA has changed my life forever, and I'm so grateful and relieved to have discovered these magical oils. Let's talk about quality. When it comes to essential oils, quality is everything. Two bottles can both say oregano on the label, but what's inside can be very different. doTERRA focuses on 3 pillars of quality: sourcing, testing, and education. So let's firstly talk about sourcing. doTERRA sources plants from regions where they naturally grow best. Oregano, for example, is sourced from areas where climate, soil, and the altitude produce the highest levels of naturally occurring compounds like carvacrol. This matters because the plant's environment directly affects the oil's potency and aroma. Secondly, let's talk about the testing. Every doTERRA oil goes through multiple rounds of testing, known as CPTG, Certified Pure Tested Grade. Oils undergo 54 tests, and if that's not enough for you, the oils are also tested by an independent third-party laboratory. All the ingredients and constituents of the oils are available for you to view at sourcetoyou.com. The oils are tested for purity, potency, consistency, and the absence of fillers, synthetics, or contaminants. Because of this thorough testing and quality control, it means what's on the label is exactly what's in the bottle. Nothing added and nothing removed. And thirdly, let's talk about education and safe use. High quality oils are powerful, and power requires knowledge. Oils like oregano are naturally extremely strong, which is why doTERRA emphasizes proper dilution, correct application, and responsible use. When people use oils incorrectly, it's often not the oil, it's a lack of education. Let's talk about doTERRA and co-impact sourcing, meaning the farmers are paid fairly, communities are supported, and plants are harvested sustainably. Quality isn't just about oil, it's about how it's produced and who it impacts. This is why doTERRA oils are trusted worldwide by families, wellness practitioners, and long-term users like a lot of us on this call. You're not just buying an essential oil. You're investing in purity, transparency, and education. And that's the difference between an oil that just smells nice and an oil you can truly rely on. Thanks, everyone. I will now hand over to Dr. Danielle.
You want to watch the video? Yeah. Well, okay, perfect. So as you can see, the oils are sourced globally. And one thing I want you to understand about essential oils is how, well, let's look at this map for a second. Over 49 of the plant ingredients are actually sourced in Africa. So it really does support local because, as Marie explained, we have small scale farmers. And, doTERRA doesn't partner with just to get the best, I always say this saying in America, and it's not the same for you guys. They really are working on having improving areas globally. That's the mission. And I love that we're able to do that all over the world, as you see, but in Africa, it's happening in multiple areas. So let's talk about how oils work in our cells, because this is foundational to all of our health, our cellular health. If our cells are unhealthy, then that means your whole body is unhealthy. Our cells carry chemistry communication, they carry nutrients all throughout the body. We need to have, when we say cellular vitality, that literally means that your cells are vital, vital, and have that vitality to carry information, neurotransmitters, everything. So one blend in particular, I'll explain how it works. First off, our cells, as you can see over on this image, have this lipid membrane. It's a bilipid, meaning double oily membrane. Essential oils, because they're oil-based, can penetrate that cell and go in and help it. Now, essential oils, they aren't like, for example, anybody had to take melatonin before? When you take a melatonin supplement, it supplies you with melatonin. It takes over your melatonin receptors. When you use lavender, lavender tells your body to produce its own melatonin, because what happens if something comes in and takes over your melatonin receptors? Your body says, oh, I don't need to produce it. The receptors are full. We don't want that. So oils work, and that's just a good example to show you. Oils work in that way to boost your body to do what it needs to do. It's kind of the fuel that helps the engine run. So we look at On Guard for an example. This is a blend that was created because it's super antiviral. All of the oils in here, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, orange, have high antiviral properties. Also helps with the sore throat. But where do viruses live? When we get sick with a cold or flu, the doctor says, sorry, I don't have any medicine, because the viruses live on the inside of our cells. Medicines are water-based and they're on the outside. But when you have a virus on the inside, On Guard can go in and actually break down the proteins of that virus and stop it from replicating. That is a game changer. We no longer have to be sick. I'll just tell you, I used to get sick all the time when I would travel a lot, and every time I traveled, I got sick. And when I started using On Guard, I thought, well, let's see, and the first couple trips I did not get sick, and I thought maybe it was a coincidence. I was like, well, maybe there weren't any germs on this airplane. And then by the third or fourth travel, I'm like, wow, this stuff works. I don't get sick now at all when I travel, which is amazing. So it is a wonderful thing to have, just to keep colds and flus, sore throats at bay. And if you notice a sore throat coming on, grab your On Guard. All right, we're going to move on to the next essential oil. Let's see, I'm sorry, who does the next one? Because Robin did have to end up going. Is it Robin? It is. Okay, perfect. Then thank you. I was trying to look it up on my side. Perfect. So I'm going to talk about this one, which is actually one of my favorite ways. So there's 3 ways we use essential oils, as I think it was Liesl that explained. And so we're going to dive into the first, which is aromatic. There are 2 reasons you use aromatic. Number 1 is respiratory. Pretty obvious. You breathe it in, it's going to help your entire respiratory. You see this oil called Breathe, which helps with congestion, asthma, all sorts of things in your lungs, healing those lungs. And then the second reason is the brain. When you inhale an essential oil, actually your brain, your nose, your nasal passageway is open to your brain, and it can help with neurotransmitters, moods, any type you're feeling, emotions. It's phenomenal. If you're feeling overwhelmed, your brain is like, then use it. Need to help focus, use peppermint. So aromatic, very simple. Put it in a diffuser, inhale it with your hands, and it will absolutely help. I'll share a story with my niece that has asthma. We were on a boating trip, and we're out in the middle of the lake, and she did not have her inhaler, and she started having an asthma attack. Luckily, we had Breathe on us. And so we used the Breathe. She inhaled it from our hands, and her lungs opened up. We didn't have to rush to the hospital, which would have been kind of hard in the middle of a lake on a boat. So that's why we're saying these are top 10 medicine cabinet must-haves. So next we'll go into topical. Who's
Okay, if it's me, it's me. So one of the second uses that we do take is topical. So topical is anything skin related. And when we talk about this, the topical use of oils is usually when we want to have targeted relief on something very specific, a sore pain, some joints, maybe a blemish or a scratch or things like that. So Deep Blue is one of those oils that it's really one of those powerhouse oils. It comes in a 5 ml bottle, so it's a small bottle. But this is for anything muscular, or joint related. It can work very well to help relieve some muscular and cellular issues when it comes to having an exercise. If you haven't exercised in quite a while and you're starting in January, this is going to be your new best friend because it really, really helps just to penetrate deep into the muscles, into your cells. It can help relax your muscles. So when you are a bit sore and stiff after a new exercise or went for a run, this is really one of those oils that you can reach for. It actually helps with things like menstrual cramps. If you add the oil on your lower belly with a bit of a heat pad, this really brings great relief. And like we said, it penetrates so deeply into your muscles. It really, really works at the root of where the pain is coming from. Then we move over to tea tree. I won't say I was never a fan of tea tree, but the more I was using this tea tree, the more I actually fell in love with this oil. Tea tree is one of those oils that can be used in all three ways. And it's one of the only oils, or not one, doTERRA is the only company that actually have tea tree safe and pure enough for you to take internally. It's antifungal, it's antibacterial, and it's also antiviral, which really makes it one of the great oils to use on anything mold related. You can use it on blemishes on your skin. I love actually telling people, especially teenagers, when they are breaking out, you tend to scratch a bit, and then you'll do something else and you'll scratch again. And each time you do scratch your skin and you touch something, you do actually cross-contaminate. And tea tree is one of those oils that just really, really helps bring down an infection. You can use it for your underarm. And a personal story about the tea tree is my son cut his toe a while back on a broken piece of a broken glass bottle. We were playing in the dried up riverbed and it was hidden in the sand. And as he stepped, it actually cut quite deeply on his little pinky toe. So we went to the doctor. He got quite a lot of stitches. We went through a round of antibiotics. And about 2 or 3 days after the antibiotics had finished, he actually said to me, Mom, my foot is still quite sore. It's red. It's, painful to touch. It's throbbing. And asked some of the leaders, and the suggestion was tea tree. So I added tea tree, clean, neat, as is, without any dilution, on the wound twice a day, morning and evening. And within 3 days, the infection had cleared up completely. The redness was gone, the swelling was gone, the throbbing was gone. And on the cut, where you could see under the skin was starting to fester, it was becoming like the whitish, yellowish festering, was completely cleared up. So it's really one of those oils that you just always need on your hand. It's great for things like scrapes and cuts, and also to disinfect wounds. I think it's next is aromatic.
It's internal, but yeah, thanks, Liesel. So the third way that we use essential oils is internally, but I want to make this very clear for those of you that are brand new and haven't, sit around with somebody who's using doTERRA. If we are talking about using these oils internally, we are referring to doTERRA. You cannot go and buy an oil off the shelf and go and drink that. And you cannot drink all the oils of doTERRA, but a lot of the oils of doTERRA is not just safe for internal use, but it is recommended by doTERRA that you use them internally. And we use them different ways. One of the ways is if you're looking on the small little picture there, you can use it in a glass. Like I like to put lemon in my water. I like to put all kinds of citrus into my water. It's just very important when you do drink citrus to use it in a steel or glass, not in plastic, because it actually it will pull those toxins into your body. You don't want that. The next way that you can use the oils is in a veggie capsule. And this is specifically really awesome if you are taking some of our hot oils like oregano, that's not maybe too strong, and you put them in a capsule and you drink it. It's easy. And then some of the oils we like to put underneath our tongue. Zengest is one of those. I love to put Zengest directly under my tongue. The reason for it is it really absorbs very quickly into the bloodstream. So you are going to experience the relief of this incredible oil quite quickly. Now, there is a guideline. They are saying about 24 drops you should take not more than that daily. For myself, there has been days, when you are dealing with something that you'll maybe increase it, but most of the days, you use 1 or 2 drops at a time because they are so potent and strong. You really do not have to overuse these oils. Now, let's look at the 2 oils that we are talking about internal. And from your top 10, I think, there's only 2 oils that you cannot use internally, which is Deep Blue and Breathe. All the other 8 oils is, safe for internal use. Now, Zengest is one of the most incredible oils. It's a combination of ginger and peppermint and fennel and aniseed. And I'm sure all of those names you remember as a child. Somewhere you had some of that, and it's always been good for the stomach. Now, this blend that doTERRA's put together is probably one of the oils that have changed more people's health than any other oil. So I'm gonna ask that if Zengest has improved your gut health in any way, I want you to put a blue heart, a 1, an eye, whatever you want to in the chat box, because this oil is incredible. I go nowhere without this oil next to me. It helps with bloating. It helps with constipation. It even helps with the other side of the spectrum if your stomach is overworking, if you've got diarrhea. Many people have got incredible testimonies with this. For myself as well, I really battled with constipation a lot, maybe once every 2 weeks. It was insane. And this oil has completely transformed my gut health. And if you know anything about health, you know that our health starts in our gut. So one of the most important things that you should do and I should do is take care of our gut health. And this is what Zengest does. It doesn't make your stomach or your intestines to be lazy if you use it. And it's such an incredible oil that you can use it for your baby as well. So if you know anybody that's got a baby, but very diluted, 1 or 2 drops in a 10 ml roller have helped so many moms with that new baby, having cramps and all of that. So Zengest is just incredible. And you can see in the chat box just how many people love it. It's just incredible. I love this oil. The second oil on here is lemon oil. And this is one that I most probably have to replace almost every month just because I use it so much. I drink it in my water all the time. I actually do not drink water without a citrus oil in them. Now, we've got different citrus oils, but lemon is really good because, number one, it neutralizes acid in your body. So this is a big thing, which is very important. As you know, it also causes a lot of harm in your body. So this is such an important oil to use every day. But one of the other reasons why I've really fallen in love with this oil, and I make sure that I give this to my children and to my husband, is it also really just helps clear up and get rid of all those little toxins. With my 2 teenage sons, letting them drink lemon in their water to, cleanse themselves is really good. But the most important thing is this actually breaks up petrochemicals, the plastics that we consume every day, all of us. And this is such an important thing. So if there's one thing that you need to incorporate into your everyday life is drinking a lot of lemon. And I know, Dr. Danelle, you say 5 drops 5 times a day isn't, even a problem. So drink your lemon, 1 or 2 drops in your glass of water every day. Every time that you drink water, that would be one of the best things that you're going to incorporate into your health. Okay, I'm handing over to Dr. Danelle to tell us all about this amazing, incredible oil. I think it's you. Yeah, no, oh, Marie. It's Marie.
Thanks, Marty. Tonight, I'm going to briefly touch on this unmatched oil, which is frankincense, our liquid gold, or as we call it, the oil that does everything except wash the dishes. I wish. This is hands down one of the most loved oils. And if you look at the slide, you'll quickly see why. Firstly, the brain. Frankincense is known for supporting memory, focus, and brain health. And that's why it's so powerful to use aromatically. One deep breath and it goes straight through to those neural olfactory pathways. Basically, it's a fast lane to your brain. Perfect for stress, mental fatigue, or when your brain just feels full. You'll also notice anti-inflammatory and anti-aging benefits on the slide. And that's not just skin deep. Frankincense supports cellular health, which is why people use it for skin, joints, and overall wellness. You can use a drop in your moisturizer or put a drop on your temples. Then there's vision support. Yes, you heard me right. Even your eyes are supported. Many people gently apply a diluted drop to the temples or reflex points on the feet, which you can see illustrated over here. The feet are like a little remote control for your body. Speaking of feet, look at this reflexology chart. Brains, lungs, stomach, liver, kidneys. Frankincense shows up everywhere. And that's why it's so versatile. Whether you're supporting digestion, breathing, or emotional balance, it fits right in. And finally, I love how this slide shows us how we can use it with on certain areas. So aromatically for the mind and emotions, topically on pulse points over your heart, yes, or the back of your neck, and internally where appropriate to support the digestive system. So if you ever wonder, where do I start with essential oils? This one is it. Frankincense is the oil you build everything else around. And if you only had one oil in your home, this should be the one. I'll now hand over to the person talking about oregano. Thank you.
Thanks, Marie. And that would be me. Oregano is amazing. This is nature's antibiotic. It's one of the most incredible oils. And when you get your oils, this might be the one that you would think about food when you smell it, not necessarily like that it's this beautiful fragrance. But I promise you, once you experience the wonder of this incredible oil, you will never not have oregano in your home. It is so potent. It is incredible. And you can read what it all does. There's so many different things that oregano does. And this is definitely my first oil that I grab when anybody in my home is showing any signs of unwellness or sickness coming along. We have something which we call our flute, which is also 5 of our top 10 oils. It's frankincense, lemon, oregano, on guard, and tea tree. And this is, our flu bomb, our immune bomb. Oregano plays a vital role in this. This is not an oil that you use every single day. You're going to use it maybe for 10 days, then you need to take a break, and then you can use it again. Very important, do not put this oil undiluted onto your skin because it will burn you. But this is just incredible. I'm going to share one quick story, then I'm going to play a short little video by Dr. Dave, where he's going to tell us all about oregano and another oil that you heard about, tea tree, which is also known as melaleuca. Now, over the weekend, my brother and his son-in-law was here, and he had a very sore throat, and I said, Franco, come. And I gave him a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, 3 to 4 drops of oregano and 2 drops of On Guard with a little bit of water, and I let him gargle that. Now, note, if you've got small children, I don't think try this because it's quite spicy and hot, but it is absolutely the best thing that you can try for a sore throat or a cough that doesn't want to go away. I would definitely recommend that you try that because it is incredible. Well, hopefully you don't need it, but when you do, that would be the one. Okay, let's listen to Dr. Dave.
Bacteria have the ability to change their genetic makeup over time for their own self-preservation. Bacteria have their own defensive mechanism. They produce something called a peptidoglycan layer. It's the equivalent of an M&M shell that's protecting the chocolate on the inside. Now, one of the other elements the bacteria are very, very good at making, and that is something called a biofilm. Biofilm is its own very goopy, slimy mess that it covers itself in. So what's now starting to happen is we are finding that once very useful antibacterial medications are no longer effective at all. What that means for us, we have to use stronger antibacterial medications. We have to use more potent antibacterial medications. That comes at a cost to our own bodies. Melaleuca has the ability to come in and start to modify that sludge and remove it so that the oregano can get to the bacteria. And in oregano, there's a product called carvacrol. Carvacrol will bind to that peptidoglycan and it punctures a little hole in there. Once that hole opens, you start to get a passing of ions back and forth. What that does to the bacteria is it allows it to lyse. It means burst open. And we've now accomplished something very dramatic, and that is by doing nothing more than using two simple little plant-based essential oils, you have created a very effective antibacterial solution.
Isn't that just incredible? I mean, who of you have gone to the doctor and then they had to give you another set of antibiotics and another set of antibiotics because people are just not getting better? And unfortunately, that's just the truth. These viruses are getting cleverer. And using these oils, seeing the effectiveness, this is why many doctors are actually turning to oils like these incredible oils to use for themselves because they are seeing the results. Now, what I can say for myself, in almost 6 years that we've been doing doTERRA and using this in our home, for myself, my husband, and our two boys, is I've only needed antibiotics once. I went onto antibiotics once in the 6 years, and also my one son. And for me, that is the win, because as we all know, unfortunately, when we are using antibiotics and over the counter, there's a lot of side effects. And this is, I think, the most powerful thing about using these oils, is that you now have an extra tool in your home that maybe will help you to not every time turn to antibiotics, and have a natural solutions that is way more effective without all of these side effects.
Thank you, Marty. I didn't even think about that. I think I've been on antibiotics in the 13 years I've been using doTERRA. And mind you, I used oils before doTERRA. So since doTERRA, though, because they're so much more potent, I can think of one for sure, because that was more recent. I mean, maybe 2 times. I can't remember a second one, but it's amazing when you get the tools for the foundational health. So I bet you're excited to know how to get these oils into your house. So let's talk about the different options that you have for getting started. But these are the top 10. And there's 2 packages that have these top 10. And because they come in a package, they're heavily discounted versus buying them individually. So as you can see, there's a little package on the left. This is called the Family Essentials. And these bottles are 5 milliliters. So I'm going to hold it up for you. And then it comes with a little diffuser. And then you'll see on the right-hand side, the Home Essentials. And these are 15 milliliter bottles. So 3 times more oil, but not 3 times more price. So let's, Marty, let's go ahead and show them the price on these 2 discounted kits.
Okay, so Dr. Danelle explained this so nicely. This is exactly the same top 10 oils, but it's the Family Essentials kit. So this is really great if you are a smaller family, or maybe your budget isn't allowing the Home Essentials. This is really a great kit to get started. It's got frankincense in there with all of these incredible things. And then this month, if you join doTERRA, you will receive for free a citrus bloom 15 ml oil on the bottom there, which is worth 525 Rand. And if you add maybe something extra, a small little oil, you can actually get also this beautiful diffuser for free, which is worth 625 Rand. And then the next...
Wait, you get 2 diffusers then? You can get 2 diffusers if you add a little extra. Woohoo!
It is a great way to get started.
No, that's really good, because my friends, like, their kids will go steal their diffuser out of the living room. She's like, "Where is it?" Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so now you can definitely keep up with them a diffuser. So that's definitely, and the Pebble diffuser is really such a beautiful diffuser for your desk and for your room. So I love it. And then one of our most favorite kits is definitely the Home Essentials kit. Now, for sure, this is more than the Family Essentials kit. It's 4,950 Rand, where the Family Essentials kit is 3,095 Rand. So what I can say to you, although it is that, 1,800 and something Rand more, like Dr. Nell was saying, it's got 3 times the amount of oils. Just your 15 ml frankincense over here is worth 1,495 Rand. So it's such an incredible deal. This becomes your medicine cabinet, your oily medicine cabinet, and it will last you quite a long time depending on your needs. With this kit, you will automatically get also the citrus bloom, and also you already will receive that extra pebble diffuser. So like Dr. Nell, you were saying, they will have two diffusers for the price of one.
That's an amazing deal because when I had my office, I had one diffuser in my office and would have to carry it home so I could have it in my home. And now, and then when I got another, till I could buy another diffuser. But this is great. You get a free diffuser with it. So yay. And then citrus bloom, I'll just talk on that one for one real quick sec. This oil is a blend of citruses and flowers. And when we look at the chemistry of citruses, they help boost mood. They help with serotonin and norepinephrine. So that's what I use when anytime you're feeling down or depressed or sad. And then the flowers are very calming in a way that helps, like if your brain is all over the place, it'll help calm that overwhelm. So together, this is a great emotional blend to have. All right, well, I think that wraps up our class. We're so glad you could join us for this quick introduction to the top 10 essential oils. And we're excited for you to get them in your home. And please know we do classes every Tuesday. You can invite friends to come and listen, tell them about the oils, and have them come and learn. We know that over 90% of people in Africa turn to botanical remedies. So this is very incredible, what am I trying to say? Avenue for you to have in your home are these botanical remedies that actually work. So have a good rest of your night and evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye, Dr. Nell. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.